And if he wins this match, then it's kind of another tournament he can prove himself in.
And the second map is about to start. We are going straight into the game. Ohana is the map, as Wolf already pointed out.
Well, there were 2 tooltips here. I've never seen that before.
Alright. Can't read either one of them, though.
Yeah, I couldn't see them.
Well, the bottom left, we have our complexity player. It is Killer. And to the top left starts his opponent in blue. The Zerg player for the FXO team. We will see him at the GSTL finals in Busan next week, of course. It's the Linoctopus, FXO, Linok.
Yeah. Linok is basically the backbone of his team right now for Team League. We saw him bring them to victory, and glorious victory that against MVP. He looked excellent, and I think that they're going to be relying on him quite heavily at this Team League Finals. But in WCS as well, he's going to be a big name for FXO if he can win this.
Dia took out Jungbi. He advanced with into the final with a 2-1 victory over his opponent. Jungbi therefore out. Yep.
But Deer being an STX, the first qualified Kesper player for WCS, excluding Seeds, of course. Really cool to see that.
If he wins against SC, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I don't know why I keep thinking he's in the finals. I've had this. I even just talked to you. I was like, yeah, whoever wins goes against SC, but then So actually, yeah, no, he has to beat SC. You're right.
Exactly. So SC is up against Dia now. Dia took out Bomber earlier. I really hope he qualifies. I can't wait to make all these oh dear jokes. He's like a startled deer in the woods. Oh dear. That's gonna be so good.
Dear STX, you have trained a good player. Nexus first. Hatchery third. Trying to be blocked here. And
for a second I really was wondering about Linux pool timing here, but no. So Killer against Linux on this map. These are 2 StarCraft 2 players that have been around for quite a while. And earlier we saw, for example, Lovesick and taken out by Jungbi. And Lovesick is a good player. He's been in Code A several times and definitely no pushover. But this is a different level play that we are currently observing. Killer, of course, struggling, trying to get back into Code S. Linux, on the other hand, he's doing really well just lately. And is also currently just on his way back. But we'll find out how exactly Linux is going to perform against Killer here. I feel with the shape that Linux is currently in, he definitely belongs in Code S and is playing on the level of the Code S player. Code A in general, the tournament, and of course the qualifier in particular is really tough with all the players that we've seen in the past. We talked about Alicia yesterday. I think we need to point it out again. He is ranked 2nd at MLG this time and was once again not successful winning the tournament. It was Tasia who took the win. But just the fact that Alicia is currently in Code B, was not able to win the Code A qualifier, shows how tough this tournament actually is.
Yeah, I wanted to point out as well, oh, look at this. He is actually denying these expansions so well. He got double pylon block. Okay, and now he's that gateway is just right on the edge of the hatch. He's even going to try to scout here. Killer is playing this game so well. He even did the double gate block at his ramp to be careful about Ling run by. He's going to cancel this. Boom. Cancel.
5-10 against Protoss. A lot of Zerg players will have their 3rd base building at 420.
Some of them even are starting to get Roach Warren at this point with gas, but he doesn't have this option. But you're right about Alicia. To go back to him for a second, he's quickly becoming the 2nd place king for foreign events right now. Just taking 2nd places everywhere.
Pulling a Marine King.
Yeah, a little bit.
Now Alicia is really in good shape now, and I can't actually wait for the GSTL finals to happen next week when we will have Slayers up against FXO. That's going to be epic.
Yeah, he's going to be there. Coming through for his team, perhaps. 4 gas is shown. Linux Overlord is scared of assimilators and what they may bring. Triple gas going up for Linux himself. No Roach Warren though.
Usually you should build the Roach Run fairly soon. The Roach Run is usually something that we see around the 7-minute mark. Originally, people tried to build it at 7:20 together with Evolution Chamber. The timings have changed a little bit. A lot of Zergs will build it a little bit faster these days. But within the next 10 to 20 seconds, Linog is most likely starting the Roach Run.
And if not, it indicates he wants to go for some sort of other tech quickly. And that's not the best on this map, but you can use Mulas here. We have seen it. Fast Infestors would be a little bit weird, but it's also an option. There's the Evo Chamber, and
no Roach Run thus far.
No Roach Run, you're right. There's the lair. Evo Chamber just going to be for precaution since he doesn't know the tech of Killer just yet.
There it is. Roach Run a little bit later than expected. The tech tool there a bit faster. And on this map, well, the tech tool there can indicate so many things. We've seen a lot of players trying to a little bit be sneaky these days. And well, I don't know what exactly Linog has up his mind, but with a fast tech tool there, he can get the infestation bit a lot faster, which will help him against, of course, for example, air units. It will help him against any kind of immortal push. He can also try to make some kind of Mutalisk play work, which we did not see a lot. Well, disregarding today's games.
Yeah. Triple Spores here. I'm seeing the +1 for Roaches coming out. Now, what Killer's going to do here is starting to look more and more like taking a third safely. He's getting a Twilight Council, he's got the Observer coming out, but he's not with this well. As I say this, he adds a ton of gateways. So, alright Killer, I guess you just...
If Linog is going for Infestation Pit or if he's researching drop now.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder about this a little bit, but...
He has every single speed upgrade on his way. He's going for Burrow. He has added, he's adding another hatch. He's going for a macro hatch, and therefore he will have a lot of production.
And that kind of indicates he's going to skip Infestors for now, I think, with what he's done here. But anything is possible. He's going to need one of the two, though, to defend it against a push like this. So we have seen people hold without Infestors, but it's usually like...
It's not only about the hold. Linog is trying to be aggressive here. He's actually building up a huge force right now with those timings that he has. You mentioned the +1 attack upgrade. And nice, gets the Observer, really important. But look how many Roaches he builds. And he has all those upgrades lined up with Burrow and also with the speed. He's definitely trying to be aggressive here. It's not only about holding against a potential push of Killer. And Killer is trying to take a base, which Linog already scouted. So Linog is trying to definitely be aggressive. He's building a few Spine Crawlers just in case in order to defend. But this is not designed to hold against an Immortal push. This is designed to actually do damage.
Yeah, we'll see what he's going to do with this exactly. He expects that third, and there it is. Killer kind of pulling a fast one here, doing something weird by adding all those gateways before the third Nexus. That's not normally what you see, because if for some reason you can't hold the third Nexus, then you have all these gates you don't necessarily support. You don't hit a timing with those. But if he holds a Nexus using those gateways, this can get out of hand for Linog. Linog making a few more Roaches here, but he's also droning as he does this. This is just a little bit of pressure he's putting on. Not going to commit to this too heavily, and Aspire is going up for him.
It's unfortunate that we don't have an Observer in the game. I would really love to check out the vision of Linog, because this Spire transition is odd if you think about how much gas he just invested into Roaches. He could have used this a lot faster. Did he think that he was going to face a huge attack and is just preparing for this? Because the amount of Roaches that he built and the gas that he committed to this is a little bit uncharacteristic. Usually you see Linog just producing units exactly when he needs them, and you want to start this tech a little bit faster.
I think you're right. I was a little bit surprised that the Spine Crawlers were made. He made 3 spines with this as well. So it was kind of, to me, like... It's like, well, he's attacking and being ready to defend at the same time. It was like the possibility for an attack is there. But in the end now, yeah, his tech is late, and this is kind of weird. He's in a funny position now.
Guys, before, once again, just to mention this, we don't have our own computer in the game, so we can't actually double-check things. This is a bit of a different production today, and not what we usually use for Code A or for the GSTL. So we sometimes lack some information that we would usually have, and have to make our assumptions based on what we see on screen. And therefore, yeah, this is just... I mean, he must have seen something that triggered some kind of defense mechanism, because it doesn't make any sense to build this many units and then wait and start late to tech with the Aspire. Having a few units ready is, of course, great. and you needed to do it. But with all the hatches and the production that he had, it looked more like he was gearing up for an attack that never happened.
And he's got to be very careful now that the immortal count is getting this high. It's almost as if he's, well, going to lose 2 roaches here. It's almost as if he's trying to make this Mutalisk transition by tricking his opponent thinking he's going to have roaches, but I don't know how much I like this. He's losing a lot here.
Committing to this attack does not... I'm muted out by Linux play. Why would you commit to this when you see this many immortals with roach only? This is not going to work, and you know that as soon as you see that there are 4 immortals, and it's definitely dangerous to just commit against those sentries, and that's exactly what happened. He committed against the sentries. Immediately we saw the force fields. The immortal had their shot, and I don't know. This is a bit odd.
It is odd, but now he's double expanding, and he's got these mutas out to do backstabs, but Killer is prepared for this. Sending his stalkers back and forth, making sure that the mutas are not doing too much damage to him. Making 3 cannons as well to help defend against them. Baneling Nest going down for Leenock right now. And he's going to have a lot of production and a lot of economy with these 2 expansions that he just put up, one on the right, one on the left. And Killer is doing this new Protoss style with Double Forge. People in Korea are doing this a lot right now. Double Forge against Zerg, which is pretty unprecedented. Usually you see only attack upgrades until later on, then you start the armor upgrades. Or if you're trying to hit an attack without Twilight Council, you may see 1-1. But this is pretty strange, or it was strange until recently. Leenock's build here is kind of flexible, I would say, because he still has this harass force, but he still has a ground army to support. He's not overcommitted to mutas. He's making a few more of them though. But now here's the thing. Look at this attack. This could do a lot, and he's actually going to trap these mutas. The mutas have nowhere to run. They can run into some stalkers and some cannons in the main.
But this is the battle that stalkers cannot win. There are not enough of them, and he's losing every single one. Now the run by with the Zerglings. He's trying to thin out Killer's defenses, taking down cannons and zealots alike, moving with a few roaches into the natural to take down the drones. Now this is multi-prong attack, and this is doing a lot of damage. I think the Mutalisks are still in the main, aren't they? I can actually not see them on the map now.
I cannot tell either, but this is what I was talking about with flexibility. He's got harass forces, ground forces, and forces by air, really pulling Killer all around.
Where are the Mutalisks? I think that they retreated and are now just walking. Yeah, there they are. Ah, I need this observer computer. I want to check what's at the bottom right. If there's no defense, then it doesn't make any sense that he didn't send the Mutalisks over here.
He may have lost some mutas as well. It's hard to tell exactly how much he's done. Gonna get this pylon finally. All these lings do get taken out once the cannon was finished. Leenock's still in a good spot with his economy. He's got that hive coming, as you just mentioned. Baneling speed +2 finishing up here, but the Templar Archives are really going to not only help put a dent in the mutas, but also in the Banelings.
The tech is not all that fast, though. He doesn't have hive yet. He can't start with the +3 attack upgrades. It's not like he has Brood Lords coming up. He's just relying on this composition that you would normally see. Well, no, not actually even against... This is actually more a composition that you have against Terran. He doesn't rebuild any roaches. This is just Ling Mutalisk.
Is he actually near both forges? Yeah.
That's, of course, really important, making sure that those upgrades are not in a position. But look at all these cannons, and this makes a lot of sense. This is why he didn't attack with the Mutalisk earlier, because of the cannons. But the Tosis piling gets picked off. They are not powered anymore, and Leenock is losing a lot with every single attack that he starts. Of course, he has more bases and therefore the better income, but with now Storm coming up and the first Archons and High Templars in play, this is getting very, very dangerous as he does not have a follow-up just yet. He's just relying on very hit point... I don't know, the Mutalisk and Zerglings just don't have the hit points to withstand Storm and all this area of effect. So, Killer... If he hits a good timing with his attack, Leenock will be in trouble. He needs to attack before the Brood Lords are out.
Yeah, he's trying to backstab with these mutas, but there's so many cannons that he just can't do it. No matter how many mutas he has, it's just not going to be a fight he wants to win. Look at this, though. He's already got 17 spine crawlers. It's not 9 by 9. It's 8 by 8 there. And so 17 spines. Leenock's upgrades continuing, getting +2 now for roaches and also infested Terrans. There's some of the infestors out as the Greyer Spire is coming here, but we'll see exactly what Killer's idea of attack is going to be. Like you said, with the High Templar here, he's got so many of them. Look at that.
These run-bys shouldn't happen like this. He doesn't have a complete wall, and now with Zerglings in his main base. Killer is moving out, as mentioned. Here come the Mutalisks, and they try to pick off the Templar, but nice storms here by Killer. Very well done, damages a lot of these Mutalisks, and here, of course, Killer on the move. against the Spine Crawlers. There comes the Fungal. The Infestors need to be careful. One of them is nearly getting sniped. A lot of Spine Crawlers doing damage, but there are 6 Immortals, 5 Immortals, and all these Stalkers with extra damage as well. The Banelings trying to connect.
Yep, Leenock desperately coming home with these Mews. The Banelings, a few of them connecting, but nice
There are
blinks
not enough
here.
Stalkers. He does not have enough Stalkers.
No, I don't think so, yeah. With the Archon, things can get scary, but the Archon's not close to defend right now.
He's losing every single Stalker here. Killer overcommitting a little bit without the Storms that he has at home. Now he can start storming, and he needs them, but so many of those...
Oh, and the Immortals!
It's not, yeah, the Immortals and the Stalkers. He lost so much already. Killer is dropping in supply. These Storms are so important. Leenock still has a few mutants left, but now the Archons are putting an end to this. What is Leenock going to build in order to take down the Archons? He's trying to rely on Zerglings, which is not easy. The Archons having a field day here. There's another Archon dies just... Oh! But look at the supply, 130 against 74. Leenock has the base to the left side of the map. He still has he has 5 bases.
With this comes a lot of production. A few Larva Injects are going to finish through here. And I think he may actually just remax with some Roaches to support these, because with the Archons that are out on the map as well as Storms, you don't want to use a Ling-heavy army. Look at that. Look at how many Archons that is. That's 5 right in the mix. And even Broodlords, they're good against Archons, but they need support.
Killer never saw the 3rd base, the 4th, 5th, whatever you want to call it, to the left side of the map. He has no idea. I think he would have tried to hit this one first, because there were no Spine Crawlers and nothing, and Leenock would have been willing to sacrifice the space.
I don't like Banelings against this composition that we're seeing. I really don't like it. It's a lot of gas, and Archons, it takes something like, I don't know.
You use the Banelings to defend the Spine Crawlers, so that the units can't get really all that close, because you have the Infestors a little bit behind, so you fungal the Stalkers and then you move the Banelings in while they are still all in range of the Spine Crawlers.
Yeah, it can be quite effective. It's popular.
He didn't really commit too much to it. He got a few, and
yeah,
that's okay.
About 8. Yeah, 8 is fine. I think he was going to continue to make more. I would like to see some Roaches added in here, but he's going to start catching these Archons with the Broodlings, and of course Archons can kill Broodlings quite well, but if they start to take a lot of damage, things can get out of control. Things can get quite hairy. Here we go, the Infestors coming in here, getting some good fungals, and the Archons, yeah, they do a lot, but here there's not enough. You're right.
He doesn't have an answer for the Broodlords. Without the Mothership, you can't really engage a Broodlord army if you don't have enough Blink Stalkers, and he didn't have either one of them. Leenock takes the game and therefore advances to the WCS qualifier in August.
He looks like he's relieved. He knew that there were certain points in that game where he was definitely not ahead, but great decision making there in all stages of the mid to late game by Leenock. Not wasting his Mews, using his Mews at the right moment. You know, you said it best, and you said there's not enough Stalkers here, and that's when Mutas came in, cleaned them up, and even with the Storms that were on the way, he just didn't have them all together. And once he cleaned up those Stalkers, the game was basically Leenock's to lose. He had total control. He had those extra bases. You mentioned Killer didn't spot the base to the left.
But the thing is, Killer, it was a bit of a weird game. What we've seen from Leenock was at times a little bit weird, not what we usually see against Protoss. And Killer had so many High Templars. He had every single one of them at the bottom left to his 3rd. And if he had... I mean, this is a lot, would've, could've, should've, but just think about this attack that Killer executed with 3 High Templars. How many High Templars did he have at the bottom left? Like 6, 7, 8?
No, actually he had 9. He had 9.
Yeah, 9 High Templars. So take 3 of those High Templars and put them into the main army, and now think about what would have happened as soon as those Mutalisk attacked. The Storms and the Stalkers would have ripped them to shreds immediately. And then Killer has this force with Immortals and still a few Stalkers to support them. And I'm not quite sure if Leenock could have killed this. It would have been close, but it would have all depended on unit control. So Killer definitely could have done this a little bit better in hindsight, which is obviously always really easy to say, but yeah, there was a bit of a weird game in the end.
Yep. Well, we have no time for breaks. We're already going into a Protoss versus Terran. The map is going to be on Entombed Valley.
And let me see, what is this actually? This is not Horror ASD, this has to be... But WCS Pros against Terran, this has to be Deer against SC.
네, 상당히 거친 스타일로 알려진
This has to be.
김승철
This is the
선수가,
only Pros
이런
versus Terran that we have, so it has to be
이제 뭐
Deer
최희정
against SC.
선수나
Yep.
이정우 선수
I didn't recognize Deer's Korean name,
조금 더 이
but it
선수들보다
is
더
in
거칩니다.
fact
조금 더 타이밍도 빠르고
백동준,
조금 더 갖춰지지
and you're
않은
right.
상황에서의 그 쏟아붓는 공격을 선언한
So we're going into the
선수의
second
이제
final
선수가
series.
알려졌는데
First map, like I
다른
mentioned,
것은
is going to be in
결국
Toon Valley.
백동준 선수가
Horror on ASD, I have no update, and I don't know about Tier against Yu-Gi-Oh! Those are the two additional finals that we have ongoing as we speak. The first player to advance to the WCS qualifier in August is Lenog, and we still have a final between Horror and ASD, one between Tier and Yu-Gi-Oh! And now the Terran vs Pros that Wolf just pointed out between Deer and SC that we are going to cast.
결승에서 예선 결승에서 이제 치러졌었던 대부분의 경기들은
네.
그 테란수들이 거의 다 초반
Very
전략적인
soon.
플레이로 경기를 끝내버렸다 하더라고요. 그런 만큼 이번
Yeah, I'm just getting
역시
the overview
김승철 선수의
about what's
그런
going on.
초중반
Yep, that's
전략적인
good.
플레이에 당할 수 있다는 점을 네, 미리 생각해 두고 여러 가지의 경우의 수에 따른 수비법을 지금부터 정리해두면은.
Alrighty guys, so as soon as they are ready, we will start game number 1.
보내드릴 겁니다. 이제 선수가 준비하는 과정에 있고요.
네.
자, STX홀의 백동준 그리고
This is group
MVP
I, by the way.
김승철 선수가
Not that it really matters what group name it is, but
준비하고
finals of Group I in Toon Valley, first map.
STX홀 잘한다 그런
Isada
얘기가
writing
있었는데
something on that
과연
paper.
백동준 선수가 어떤 경기력을 보여줄지 기대가 되네요.
I don't think we're having a break. I mean, this overlay indicates otherwise. So
Yeah, I think we're going to start right now. We didn't get any updates here. But well, guys, what we can do while we are waiting, we did this yesterday in order to bridge the downtime a little bit. We can do a little bit of a Q&A session here. If you guys want to ask us any questions about Korea, about the qualifiers here, about GSL Code A, you can send us tweets on Twitter at Calder and at ProxyWolf, and we can just try to bridge time until the next game starts. I'm pretty sure that we are going to see this final very soon. So if you have any questions whatsoever, send us a tweet, and we'll do this while we're waiting for the commentators to get everything set up. Probably the admins talking to the two players, maybe talking about the maps and doing the map votes right now. We don't actually know, but yeah, we can try to bridge time a little bit. We of course don't have any. The players are not at the studio today, therefore we kind of shots of the players. Maybe we'll see the menu again later on. That's all. Okay, so Toon Valley was just announced as being the